So, alright, we had the day 2 of the World Cup, FIBA World Cup quarterfinals. Germany against Latvia, Canada against Slovenia. Let us recap that right now. So, Germany against Latvia. It was fairly certain that this game was going to be really good because the Latvians have showed some incredible play and their story has been incredible. And they continue to just do that, right? They have a lot of snipers from the three-point line, especially Davis Bertans. They have a lot of players that just have the dog in them, I would say. They play really good team ball, really good team defense also. They have a lot of lengthy guys. They are fairly physical and they also just have that fighting spirit that you need, right? And even though they were forcing the free ball a little too much, especially later on, in that fourth quarter especially, they started off really great, right? They've handled Germany fairly well. They didn't play well offensively at the start of the game, where they could have easily gotten a bigger lead, just like Slovenia did on Germany in the first quarter of their game when they were leading like 25-9 or something like that. Latvia got barely an advantage, even though the Germans were not making anything offensively. It was 16-13. Then they once again turned it up in the second quarter, and I was scared that they were just gonna go and run away with it. But Dennis Schröder didn't have it going at all, and that was what helped. Latvia stay in it, and of course, some really good play from Davis Bertans. He was 6 of 13 from the three-point line. Some good shooting from Roland Schmidt was also really good overall, I would say. Timely baskets by some other players like Rajulis. And of course, my guy Arturas Žagars, who I've been very high on this whole tournament. He was hooping and he had 24 points, 8 assists, 9 of 17 from the field. Was really great late in the game. And he was really special, man. Let me take you once again through the game. Early on, Latvia started off great, but didn't get enough of an advantage. Germany then got back into it. They had Franz Wagner back. He was really huge as Germany finally had another, good secondary ball handler and playmaker and shot creator, because he does a little bit of everything. Johannes Thiemann had a great second quarter where he was going at Davis Bertans and the little weaker interior defense of Latvians, because there is no that is not the Bertans brother, who is also a big man actually, but more of a physical big man. I can't remember his surname. Not is it the other way? You know what I mean, hopefully. But Johannes Thiemann played really well off the bench and gave them the spark they needed. He had 10 and 7 in 18 minutes. He was really physical out there. And Mo Wagner did his thing also. He brings the right energy into the game. And like I said, Franz Wagner had some really good shots. He had 16, 8, and 3, and he was really good in the second quarter, where he helped stabilize them. Then, in the third quarter, the Germans were always a little bit ahead, but every time they made a basket, Latvia responded with a three-pointer of their own. Latvia always had a response. But in the fourth quarter, it felt like it was finally going to go away from Latvia. Not finally, because I was rooting for them actually more. But it felt like, Germany was getting away with it. And still, Latvia made an incredible effort. Were fighting back, made some really tough three-pointers. And they were, it was a 2-point game with, what was it, like 30 seconds to go. Dennis Schröder was 4 of 25 at that point. He took another shot at the end of clock. It was a tough forced shot. He was forcing all night long, which he can be prone to do, but he has been playing so well in this FIBA tournament that I guess you can kind of excuse it, but it was a little inexcusable today. 4 of 18 from the 2-point line, 0 of 8 from the 3-point line, got to the free throw line just once on an and one, which, to be fair, is just not good enough. And he missed, and Davis Bertans had a really good, well, not a really good, Davis Bertans had a shot to tie it. Still, I'm confused if they did not have a timeout, because I did not hear the commentary about that. So I guess they did not have a timeout, but still a little confusing as to why they did not. They still had a little more time. They could have probably gotten a better shot, even without a timeout, even without this. Oh, it's Davis Bertans, I see now. Yeah, I'm random like that sometimes. Even though, of course, Davis Bertans is a great three-point shooter. It was such a tough shot, and there were some more seconds on the board. You could have maybe gotten a better shot. but he took it. He thought he had his way downtown Curry moment, and it didn't go in. Still a really great game. A lot to be proud of for Latvia. I can't wait to see more of them in other tournaments, whether it's the World Cup, whether it's the European, European Cup. Is it called European Cup? It's like, essentially the European tournament without any other continent, right? So we'll see if they play there. And yeah, I can't wait to see more of Artur Žagar. Hopefully he gets a shot in the NBA at some point. And the second game, of course, Canada against Slovenia. You can see that it's still playing now because it's not, but they just didn't. I don't know. It's just not loaded yet.
Spot in the final. And look at Dillon Brooks in the tunnel, waiting for his teammates to come back. I assume they said.
It was a great game to start us off. At the start of the game, it was really back and forth, tight game. Both teams going at it, and it was great. Luka versus Dillon Brooks, they were talking as well. They both do, right? Luka was striving early on a little bit. They were trading baskets back and forth. Klemen Prepelic was sniping early on, as that's what he does. He's the Slovenian Steph Curry, if you were to say, even though I would more, compare him to Clay, of course. He's the sniper, that's all there is to it. And Luka, of course, like I said, started off really well. Still was a little tough. Looked a little tired. And that's what it showed up in the second half, where in the second quarter it felt like Luka was just out of it, man. It felt bad body language from him, and he barely was, coming back on defense, which, to be fair, he doesn't do often enough, but it just was a bad body language from him. He was forcing some really bad and tough shots, looking for way too many calls, getting angry at the referees. He was just 4 of 14 from the 2-point line, which is a really off night from him because he was 4 of 6 in the 3-point line, 8 of 20 on the night overall, and he just got a little frustrated. They got under his skin, and I thought Dillon Brooks did a great job of that. Lou Dort did a good job of it. Gilgeous-Alexander Walker did a good job of that. Everyone did a good job of that, really, right? And then you, of course, have Canada with their superstar Shea, and they got to the line really well. They were forcing and initiating contact much better. They got under the skin of the Slovenians. They were a little more tougher, which was obviously what helped them. RJ Barrett had probably his best night of this tournament with 24 points and 9 rebounds. He played really well today, and he was 9 of 22, but still, he played really well. I thought he played one of his better games I have seen. Gilgeous-Alexander Walker has also been a star of the tournament. He always has timely 3-pointers, does a little bit of everything, is a good defender. And Shea, of course, 31 points, got to the line 16 times. He just has such a good, shiftiness about him, and he just knows how to get good contact, right? And he doesn't oversell it. He almost plays it like it's a given, right? Which is the biggest difference between him and Luka in this shape of form, because Luka always gets mad when there's no call, while Shea, can get, of course, sometimes told, but it's not as often, and it's not as frustrated. He's much more respectful, much more just calm and composed, which I would say gives him a better rep with the referees, which means the referees are more likely to call for him, I would say. But that's just my theory. I also thought about this question: who would you rather have to get a bucket? Is it Shea or Luka? And I know it might sound silly, but actually, I don't know, man. I actually might have a controversial take here. Nonetheless, let me know if you think anything about that. Canada got away with it. Luka got ejected. Like I said, he looked tired. He still, was trying his best. He was shooting lights out from the 3-point line, keeping it around the 10-point game. Then he got ejected because of a non-foul call, and Slovenia's chances evaporated just like that. They still at least showed some fight and heart, which was to be expected. But overall, they were just too frustrated the whole second half. Everybody was just so complaining, and it just doesn't fit the vibe. And of course, Luka getting ejected doesn't help. It sucks. He needs to do a little better. I'm not saying you have to control your emotions, but you have to express them in a better way that is not just angry towards the referee, so you don't have to get ejected, right? Just scream out on a timeout, or, punch the chair on the timeout. Just careful and not like Jaden McDaniels punched a wall or something. Kick a chair like Steph did. So there's that. Slovenia's dream ends once again in the quarterfinals. Shout out to Dillon Brooks, man. Even though he got ejected, also, goddamn did he play well, and he's been shooting really well. He was 3 of 5 from the 3-point line, 14 points today. Kelly Olynyk, shout out to him, plus 27. Always does a little bit of everything and is such a great leader for this team. The same goes for Dwight Powell in a way. 0 points, but still 5 rebounds, foul. He did some really good fouling and once again connected the teams really well. Great stuff from Canada. And yeah, I wouldn't say the referees were bad, even though the free throw discrepancy was really high. I just feel like it went along with the attitude, and that's just how it goes sometimes, right? Nonetheless, when we look at the brackets, it's Italy, Latvia tomorrow, Lithuania against what is the call? Slovenia, of course, tomorrow, which I'll probably not cover because it's for the ladder places and I won't be home. So maybe I'll cover it. Probably not. We'll see. Then we have on Saturday. We'll have. On Saturday we'll have. Do we have actually? Wait, what? Oh, yeah. I thought I was. Wait. Where are the quarterfinals? Yeah, on Friday, as I thought. On Friday, we'll have, of course, the quarterfinals. USA against Germany, Serbia against Canada. Can't wait for that. I hope we see USA-Canada, but I wouldn't be surprised by anything. I think I actually predicted these semifinals yesterday, which, to be fair, wasn't that hard. Maybe I predicted Lithuania, actually. I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm expecting Canada to win, hopefully, and USA to beat Germany. Even though Germans have a lot of fight and a lot of good players, I think this one is going to be a better game than... both are going to be really good games. There's no need to compare. I think both are going to be really good and competitive games. Both teams have enough firepower in a way, and I would say a lot of heart, right? I mean, all of these teams have a lot of heart, but something about these teams just seem more prideful and more... the good type of pride in a way. The one that fires you up, not the one that makes you frustrated. I may be going off a little too much. So on Friday, I'll be covering both these games. Then the final on Sunday. With, of course, the third place match also taking place. And on classification games will be taking place on Saturday if you're going to be 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th. So there's that. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I gave you at least a little bit of a summary. And yeah, be kind to yourself. Choose love, baby. And I'll catch you all next time.